What's going on, guys? Welcome to another edition of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. I'm your host. I'm the notorious one. I am Dom. I'm here with my boy with all the knowledge. I'm here with Strap Facts, and I am here with the son of a Dominican plumber or farmer, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. I'm here with Poppy Platinum. I got to cough right quick. My voice still messed up.
You're all
But
choked up about what happened
I
the other
am. I'm
day
all
at
choked up. Yes,
Elimination
I
Chamber
am.
was a hell of a show, but we're not going to
Yes.
talk about that right now.
Elimination Chamber is a hell of a show, and welcome to the first episode of the Doesn't Matter podcast in the month of March. Today, we're going to talk about John Cena and all his WrestleMania appearances. Not WrestleMania 19 because he was on the pre-show, but all his WrestleMania matches. Only reason why I chose this show, because it's John Cena's last WrestleMania. It is WrestleMania season, so I figured we go all out. And Platino said we should record the show right after the Elimination Chamber, so that's what we're doing. Recording this right after Elimination Chamber. We have some reactions, and I want to kick it off with my man, Strat Facts John. John, what do you think about the finish of the Elimination Chamber last night?
Well, it was a fun show to watch as always. But if you're talking about particularly the Elimination Chamber match, the actual match, or the segment after that match,
We're talking about John Cena. We're going to talk about John Cena and the segment after that match.
So, of course, John Cena wins the Elimination Chamber, knocking out CM Punk via referee's decision by choking him out with the STFU. What is it now called?
STF now, just STF.
Just the STF.
Get that U out.
Just the STF. Yeah. So he choked out CM Punk, and he was also celebratory, but he stayed in the ring as the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes came out to the ring to confront his WrestleMania challenger. And then, of course, this was a segment where we're trying to determine Cody Rhodes' fate, his future, whether he's going to sell his soul to the final boss, The Rock. And, of course, The Rock takes his Undertaker style 20 minutes to get to the ring. And he comes paired with Travis Scott, a guy I used to confuse with the guy who was the lead singer of Gym Class Heroes. That's neither here nor there. Whatever his name was.
Travi. I know you're talking about.
Take a look at my girlfriend.
Take a look at my girlfriend.
So, but what we're here to talk about is, yes, Cody Rhodes said, oh, hell nah, to The Rock. And John Cena was like, that's my boy. That's my boy. And he went to go give a hug to Mr. American Nightmare. And The Rock gave him that sign. And then John Cena proceeded to kick him in the...
Ding, ding.
Kick him in the ding, ding. And turn heel for the very first time in his career. There are a lot of shocking moments here at the pay-per-view.
20.
And... Huh?
20 years he's been a heel.
Fuck you.
He started as a heel. People don't realize that. They all like, oh, we want him to turn heel.
He was a cool heel then. This is just completely different from,
It just means we're old.
Yes.
So, yes, there are a lot of people that didn't realize John Cena had to start his career as a great heel. They only know him as one thing, and that's okay. Because, like I said, we're old, and this podcast is about reviewing classic professional wrestling with a little bit of modern professional wrestling mindset. And, yeah, John Cena turns heel, and it was a shocking moment. What else do you describe, I wasn't with other people. I was by myself watching it on delay. So let me ask y'all, how are y'all feeling when the moment happened? Because, yes, it was a shock to me, and hey, man, I just tend to go with the flow around here, but what was it like for you guys watching it live?
Platino, go ahead.
Honestly, you was over too, so I was like, that is the last thing that I thought was ever going to happen, was Cena turning heel on us. He's been the ultimate babyface for well over 20 years, and everything just screams that he's going on that babyface run towards the end of the year. But what a way to kick off WrestleMania season. the Batman series, they always said you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And the hero has finally turned to the dark side. Anakin is now Darth Vader.
He's old too. He's on a respirator. Get your oxygen tanks ready. But no, I think it'd be great. I mean, there's so much potential. I mean, it's big, shocking news, of course, and it's revolutionizing all of the social medias, all of the online stuff, all the message boards that don't exist, all the Reddits. It certainly overshadows anything that happened on Collision.
Yeah.
Wait, Collision took place last night?
Yeah.
What was the main event, John?
Adam Cole and Danny Garcia for the TNT Championship.
Did Cole win?
I was going to watch that. I was supposed to watch that tonight.
Well, I have no idea. It didn't matter. John Cena overshadowed that.
Right. So it was such big news, and it overtook all the wrestling news in the last 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And people want to know, oh, we saw the signs here, we saw the signs there. It builds up to this, it builds up to that. I'm wondering if this kills his because he announced his retirement tour for the rest of the next year and a half or so, right? Or next year, rather. It's like, what if that was just part of the ruse? He's like, I ain't wrestling anymore. I'm going to wrestle at WrestleMania, presumably. I'm not going to finish out my schedule anywhere else, because how could you? How can he? Well, we don't know. So that's interesting to me. It's like, is he really going to go through with, like, from April to December, going to, finish out those dates? Like...
Man, to be honest, I think he might, just because WWE is now with Netflix and TKO. So you got all that big money coming in. You got a big star like John Cena. As much as I love Cody, and he is the guy that you should build the company around, he does not have that name recognition like John Cena. If Cody Rhodes would have turned heel, it wouldn't have made the headlines like it is right now. John Cena is such a major star. He literally, it's probably on TMZ right now, but what John Cena did. So that's how big it is. You got to think of it that way. Either you're selling merch or you're selling the arenas. And you're selling everything with John Cena. You're not doing all that.
This was his first appearance since the Royal Rumble, and they've sold out plenty without the Doctor of Thugonomics.
But you're going to sell a lot more.
It remains to be seen, but again, an appropriate piece of history happening as we film our piece of history. This episode of the It Doesn't Matter podcast, featuring the best of all of John Cena at WrestleMania. Dom.
Yeah, so I was at Platino's house last night. We was watching Elimination Chamber, and my God, I was surprised. I was so surprised. My phone was blowing up like crazy. I had podcast guests. I had Rose. He hit me up. I had BDC. We was on a 3-way call. We was talking about this. Like, oh my God, this is really going down, because we did a prediction show of when is John Cena going to turn heel, and I said it was not going to happen. I said it's for the kids. He can't do it. The little kids love him. He have over 700 Make-A-Wish, and man, he stuck it right to us. And you know what? Business is picking up. It's WrestleMania season. John Cena would do anything to get that WWE Championship. He's doing anything to beat Ric Flair's 16 times, become 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to do what he had to do. You got to sell your soul to the devil. You got to sell your soul to the most electrifying man of all time, the final chief, the final boss. It doesn't matter what he is. He's going to do that. But we seen The Rock one time. He did the 3. Yesterday, he did the 2. And he got 1. I want to know what that 1 is going to be, but we're going to figure it out at a later date. So right now, it's all about John Cena. And I am curious to see if John Cena will win the title against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Sin City. The devil I'm not going to say he was the devil, but he sold his soul to the devil at WrestleMania. For WrestleMania main event. It's going to be pretty interesting.
He won it. He won it.
Well, yeah, he won, but after he sold soul after the fact. But yeah, it doesn't matter. But still, I'm curious to see where it's going to happen. Where is it going to happen?
Yes, indeed. Only 7 more weeks.
He can win the title. He can hold it in his last his pay-per-view is supposedly going to say it's going to be in Boston in December. It's going to be Ruthless Aggression. Who can stop that man?
The spinner belt.
Besides the Tribal Chief.
I don't even want to see that. I want him to put somebody young over.
We've been saying that shit for years. You want to see Cena put people over, but
he's not doing it.
Not
You
this
wanna-
time.
Nope.
Not this
Nope.
time. Cena's in it for himself right now. He's like, I
Yep.
need this. I need this. And go see Ricky Stenicki Part 2. Whenever that comes out.
Yeah. I want to say they would probably, make Braun Breaker that guy, but I just don't know if he has the mic skills from here till the end of December when that live event is showing up. That'd be the only young guy I can think of that would be worth that weight. But
If you
other than
can't
that,
pause, if you can't beat him on the mic, you ain't ready for him.
no.
Ability wise, you could, but if you can't talk, no.
I don't think the WWE is ready for what's coming. The
They
old
don't know
school
what the hell they
Doctor of Thugonomics, the master of the the mic, El Maestro. They're not ready.
So
We're gonna see
he was
new
on
level.
he was on CVV, Chris Van Vliet's podcast early this year. He's talking about that he had something worked up. That he wanted to be a heel. He had, boxing trunks and a robe and all stuff like that. A slower theme song. We could get it now. Last night on the press conference, John, why'd you turn heel? Why'd you do that? Cena did the best thing ever he could possibly do. And you know what that was? Say nothing.
Yep.
That's a heel move right there. See, you know what he's doing? Just little things like that.
Heard a good suggestion. If he came out to his Bad Man song.
I'm a bad man.
CD. That's the only other song on that CD worth anything.
I'm a bad man.
Hey,
What's that, Bumpy Knuckles?
Bumpy Knuckles. Pour one out. He might be dead because he's fat.
That damn album went platinum, so I got to give him to that.
Platinum Maxcaster.
Oh boy.
John had it. He had the deluxe edition.
Bootleg. From Kazaa.
Yeah,
Kazaa Light.
Kazaa. Yep.
I remember that.
Everybody had Kazaa. But the time is now for John Cena. He says it every time. The time is now. If you want to win that 17th championship, now's your time. Do what you got to do, Cena. Do what you got to do.
Sorry, Flair.
Woo. Woo. All right. Like I said, my voice ain't all that, so it's going to be focused on you guys tonight. We're going to talk about John Cena and all his WrestleMania appearances, all his matches that he got. And we're going to take it back to 2004 at WrestleMania 20, where it all begins. Again? This time, John Cena, he's in the opening match for the United States Championship against The Big Show. And our man, Stratfax, he was in attendance. We mentioned this before in the WrestleMania 20 episode, and some other time we talked about it. It doesn't matter. But my man, John Cena, from Boston, came out with the number 33 Nick jersey, Patrick Ewing, and the place was hot. This is how you kicked off the show. And obviously, Big Show, he used his size advantage. Pause. John Cena did what he had to do. Cena with the FU at one point. Big Show kicks out. And then John Cena, he teased he's going to hit him with the chain. But the referee, I forgot his name. It doesn't matter. No, you can't do this. You can't do this. So he took the chain. John Cena with the brass knucks. Clocked him one good time. FU. 1, 2, 3. John Cena is your new United States Championship, or United States Champion at WrestleMania 20. Strap, you was there. Tell us about the emotion. Tell us about the feels, buddy.
Of course, John Cena was the hottest rising superstar at that time, and of course, I was a huge fan. And okay, yes, at one point I was a John Cena guy, but who wasn't at that point of his career? He was coming off his heel run, and he had the incredible battle raps and talking all that junk, and that's just what he was. I mean, you'd have the same feeling and behind guys every year or so. You had that big push with Roman Reigns the year he didn't win the Royal Rumble. Then come back the next year, people are booing the shit out of Roman Reigns, and they want someone else to win or lose. But this was John Cena at his peak level. His rap in the beginning, while it wasn't exactly the most cutting edge, but hey, we still laughed along with it. Being anyway. But yeah, it was. We love hot opening matches on pay-per-views, and this was one of them. Not athletically, in the ring, but superstar wise, John Cena, like I said, the up and comer, Big Show, the established monster villain, and going for that. The FU didn't kick out, and doing some lie, cheat, and steal shenanigans. Hits him with some foreign objects. Lifts him up. So strong, so powerful. Gets the win, and everybody loves it. And it was just a great debut, great WrestleMania in-ring debut for John Cena.
Right, Platinum, what's your thoughts on this match right here?
I totally agree. I kind of wish Big Show dominated a little bit more on this match. I mean, he was dominating for the most part, but just give him a little bit more to make John Cena work from underneath. And especially being in New York, that he's a Boston guy, I was shocked that the crowd was cheering him. That's not something you see from either side of the crowd, like if you're a New York guy in Boston. So big props. That just shows that he was such a big star. It didn't matter where he was from. He was up and coming. He was going to be that guy that they all fell in love with. But as fickle as we are, the next year, everything changes.
That's right. WrestleMania 21, Hollywood, California. Big time. No, that wasn't big time. It's 22. But Hollywood, California. That's when they had all the actors out there. And this time, he's in the main event. And he's going against John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL. And this is for the WWE Championship. This is his first WWE Championship right here. John Cena comes out with the Chain Gang jersey on. John, you got that jersey?
No, I had something similar to it. And so I pretended to have that jersey a lot, even though I did not have the real one.
You have Bufu?
Yeah, Kevin Nash's Bufu. Represent.
Buy us, fuck you. Bufu.
Got it at Megatrend at Crystal Mall.
My shit.
$5.
All right, well, this match, JBL at this time, he's the longest reigning WWE champion at the time. The only reason why he's that longest reigning WWE champion at the time because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays. So this is the reason why we have John Cena taking on JBL right here. And during this match, JBL, he is the aggressor. He is taking on Cena. Cena is selling like crazy, but then JBL slips up. He goes on the top rope, not knowing what he's going to do. Like he's going for a crossbody. John Cena with the power slam off the top rope to JBL. And then Cena hypes up. He pumps up the Reebok pumps. JBL goes for a clothesline from hell. He misses. And John Cena with the FU. Or actually, John Cena with the attitude adjustment. The final shuckle. Then the FU. And then John Cena, he is your winner. This is your first time. John Cena is your WWE champion right here. Platinum, what's your thoughts on John Cena winning this match right here from JBL?
It was time. It was time. Yeah, he was. He needed to win this one. If he wasn't, I think all his star power would have just faded away at that time. He was already going up to that trajectory, but if they had failed to crown him, it wouldn't have worked, in my opinion. Great match though from those two. I always see those two guys going at it, and it is a bar knuckle fight. Like you just feel like it's more real than it is than it's like a stage stuff. So great opponent, great guy to win it off of, and the start of greatness, WrestleMania 21. John?
Before John gets into it right quick, you just said it was a start of greatness because this was also the debut of the Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 21. So we started to see greatness right here. And John, carry on.
You know who invented that match, too?
I love Chris Jericho.
Hi, guys.
Went to the Elimination Chamber, too.
No, that was Triple H. Yeah. That was Triple H. It was Eric Bischoff in front of everybody, but It was me. I invented this game. John.
So, this match here at WrestleMania 21, John Cena and JBL, the unfortunate victim of pay-per-views at the time because they were short for time, and it would haunt some of the other matches throughout WrestleMania history, such as the following year's World Heavyweight title match. That's all I remember from this. You know, I was still a John Cena fan at this point, and yeah, he was going for that championship, and I'm glad. I was very happy to see him win, but I was just very underwhelmed. I mean, like, just think before, you know, him and Batista were almost co-winners of the Royal Rumble that year, so it was arguable who was the hotter guy. But I guess, and it was true, I think Batista and Triple H was the better main event, and they deserved the time that they had because it was a really great match. But this one here, it was cut short. So in that sense, like, what do? You know, you let you want to save face for both guys. You want JBL to still look good, not be run roughshod over, so you let him take all the heat on John Cena, and then John Cena comes back with what inevitably will be called the 5 moves of doom, and he comes back with that, and he wins the title. It just seems a little lackluster, like the fans weren't really as into it as they should have been. He jumps into the crowd, no one catches him. He's like that old guy in the Ninja Turtle outfit on stage. If you ever seen that clip, or I'm just making it up, it's true. It's damn true. It's out there.
I know what you're talking about.
Do you know that one? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's trying to do a stage dive, and like no one catches him because he's like,
he was just laying there.
The Rock shared it actually, yeah. But yeah, it was underwhelming for a WWE title match, but in the end we got the result that we wanted. John Cena's first WWE title. So, congrats, John Cena. Good job.
Yes, good job. All right, WrestleMania 22 live from Chicago, Illinois. They go big time. He's defending his WWE Championship, and he's going against the Game, Triple H. And like I said, WrestleMania 22 is big time. It's so big time that he had CM Punk in his entrance with a Tommy gun.
Yeah.
And you know what? The King of Kings, you know, he's a physical guy. He brought the fight to John Cena's whole match. But John Cena made that ass tap out to the STFU. John Cena retains. John Cena is still your WWE champion. And that's WrestleMania 22 for John Cena. Strap, thoughts on this match?
WrestleMania 22, a very fun WrestleMania. The last WrestleMania they would decide to do in a arena setting. Can you imagine? It was just in the no, it was not in the Staples Center. It was in the Allstate Arena, or
United
Rosemont Horizon, I think. And you can see how, you know, it's like I said, it was the last arena WrestleMania until today. I mean, whenever they go back to it, if they ever have to go back to it, and all the energy and all the fans crammed into that arena, it just created a different atmosphere than you would get nowadays with the open air stadium and the large nature of WrestleMania in a baseball stadium, a football stadium. So it was very unique. But Triple H, you know, he's had many career resurgences over the years, as we discuss in a vintage podcast, Triple H in the year 2002. He's had a varied career, and Triple H was on a hot streak here as the King of Kings, entering as the challenger here for John Cena. And just the entrances. This was, I'm going to say the beginning of the wild entrance. But certainly, John Cena as the Chicago gangster, and Triple H as the Wookiee, Conan the Barbarian. It was interesting. But yeah, it was. I like this match a lot. I was in college out in California at the time, so I just remember it a little bit differently. And no, it was just a fun feud. It was a very fun match, and yeah, he had him in the STF for a very long time. But Triple H don't give up easily. That's why. And it would go this match, even though it would end definitively, they would have a series of matches for the next couple of pay-per-views, and it was actually headed toward what I think was a rematch the following year. But unfortunately, Triple H got hurt, so that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, Triple H, typical.
Typical H.
Platinum, you have any thoughts on 22?
I was thinking the same thing. I mean, when you have Triple H in the match, you know you're going to get a great match, especially with John Cena. Still not far into his career, but he's a good follower. You definitely want to follow Triple H at this time, like John was saying. Trips, man, whew, he made that match. And it probably catapulted Cena even further along in his career than he probably would have been. I think he had lost the belt to Edge earlier that year to the Money in the Bank cash in, and actually in the Elimination Chamber. So it's full circle, man. It's full circle. It's crazy.
So after WrestleMania 22, how do you top that main event? So WrestleMania 23, you gotta go to the showstopper. You gotta go to the icon. You gotta go to the main event. You gotta go to the man they consider Mr. WrestleMania for the WWE Championship in Ford Field, the home of the Detroit Lions. You had to bring in the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And John, before we get into this match, can you give me a brief summary of when Shawn Michaels and John Cena was running the gauntlet and when they won that tag team titles in 2007?
I hate it when they did stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're going to have our two top challengers become tag team champions.
Like a month before, too.
John Cena and Triple H, Shawn Michaels versus the entire Raw roster.
Who was it? Who was it that was like, you can't trust Shawn? Shawn always turns on his partners. Who kept saying that?
Carlito? I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody kept saying you can't trust Shawn when it comes to partners.
I don't know. But no, I really think that that WrestleMania was headed toward a Triple H and John Cena rematch until he got hurt, and they plugged Shawn Michaels in that spot. Not a bad second choice, and you know how appropriate that they're both the DX. They're both the Generation X, so that made it pretty cool. That year's. Did you want to get into the match now?
Yes. All right. Well, John Cena, like I said, they in Ford Field, the home of the Detroit Lions. John Cena pulled up in a Ford Mustang, and he ran through the glass and back and forth match. It was a great match. And at this time, I wanted Shawn Michaels to win this match. I wanted him because I liked this run of Shawn Michaels. He was so hot. He was over at this time right now. And I was hoping he would dethrone John Cena. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Just like WrestleMania 22, Shawn Michaels, he tapped out. Just like his boy, the game, Triple H, to the STFU.
They want to do that pinfall, man. They want to do that tap out, man.
That dramatic look. Yeah, it looks good. It's believable.
He's in it way too long. But yeah, and that this year in particular, like, I mean, I was, back then, I don't know, I was just so much harder on these matches and these programs than nowadays. Nowadays, it's kind of like, all right, it happened, it was all right. Back then, I was just like, oh, if you have one mess up in the match, oh, the whole match is ruined. It's not perfect. It's not good enough. So this main event, I didn't like it. I just didn't think it qualified. I mean, of course, you had two big major superstars, and they both deserved to be there. But I just didn't really like it. I thought the main event, the final match of the night, should have been Batista and Undertaker. They had a way hotter match than the actual main event. But you don't know these things. You can't pick and choose the future because you don't know it. But it is what it was. And if I had to go back and I heard the story that Shawn was mad. Vintage Shawn Michaels at John Cena because he wasn't selling his leg properly or something like that. And then, a month later or so on the Monday Night Raw from like London, England or something, they had that hour-long match that no one expected to be an hour-long match. That was way better than this main event. So if I had to go back and watch a John Cena Shawn Michaels match, it'd be that one. So this match, this main event, I would go back and watch it again, maybe with fresh modern eyes. I can see something that I didn't see back when I first saw it. Memories can be a tricky thing, but just the feels, like, I just didn't like it at the time. I thought it could have been better, but yeah, not my preferred main event that year. I definitely would have voted for Batista and the Undertaker.
So are you saying you didn't rewatch this match for your notes?
The notes are in here, and that's cool.
Platinum, what's your thoughts on this match right here? Shawn Michaels and John Cena, WrestleMania 23, Ford Field.
I gotta agree with John though. I didn't think that should have been the main event of that night. I really felt that Batista and Taker had a hotter rivalry coming up to Mania, and they had the better match. Light years ahead. I don't know if it was just bad chemistry at that time, or like you said, I think John wasn't selling the leg like Shawn wanted. It wasn't the same for me. I felt like something was off. Normally with a Shawn Michaels match, especially at Mania, you know he's gonna pull out all the guns and he's always gonna show out. But I felt like something was just a little off. It was good, not great, but between those two, I was like, I've seen something better in it, and it wasn't that.
That's
and
funny.
then, like you said, John, like I remember that month, like a month later when they had that rematch, I was like, oh shit,
the one they had on Monday Night Raw, right?
Yeah, I was like, that.
Yeah, I was fire. I was fire, but I did enjoy.
If you put together the notes, that that was on the European tour, and that was the tour that John Cena, Ric Flair went up to John Cena and was like, "You're the champ now, bud. You got to buy the drinks for everyone." And John Cena, not a drinker, was drinking his ass off. And then someone whispers in his ear, "Hey man, tomorrow Vince booked you for an hour Iron Man match on Raw tomorrow." John Cena put his drink down and went right to his hotel room to sober up. And he reeked of alcohol that whole match. Something like that. Just a Ric Flair story. Woo!
Woo! All right. Well, WrestleMania 24 takes place in Orlando, Florida. And this time we have a triple threat match. We have Randy Orton, your WWE champion, and he's taking on John Cena and Triple H right here. And this is an entertaining match right here. Randy Orton, minus all the skull tattoos. He goes for the pedigree on John Cena. Or Triple H goes for pedigree on John Cena. He nails it, but Orton out of nowhere kicks Triple H with a punt. He pins Cena. Ding, ding, ding. Randy Orton, he retains. Plano, what's your thoughts on this match right here?
Man, I thought this was more about Randy Orton than anything. I know John and Trips had their rivalry too that dated so many years ago, but I think it was more highlighting more about Randy and how he was just so tactic and so evil.
So damn good.
Yeah, he was on another level at that time, and it was like sneaky the way he would do it. He was starting to turn into that Viper that we seen down the road, that snake. And I mean, it's hard to describe those triple threat matches because it's like a merry-go-round. All right, one guy steps out for a little bit, the other guy comes in. It was a little rough for me, but it wasn't bad. I felt like it was more about Randy than anything. I didn't feel like John was really like highlighted in this match. It was more of like Trips and Randy for me.
Strap, what are your thoughts on this match?
Again, just like Platino, not my cup of tea, not my can of Sprite. But yeah, triple threat match, something that would haunt John Cena for this year and the following year. Not every triple threat match can be WrestleMania 20. Triple H, Shawn, and Chris Benoit. But yeah, like Platino hit it on the head. The match was all about Randy Orton, even though, we covered the 2008 Royal Rumble. John Cena and Triple H, either one could have won the Royal Rumble that year, and they were the final two after all. And, through WWE storylines, they ended up here in this triple threat match. And, yeah, I mean, it was a very memorable finish there, especially with, I remember sitting, I went to some show, and the tickets were just like, well, I got the 2 spare tickets, and Strap, you can have one, and the other one's with my friend Megan. I think her name was Megan. So I sat with Megan at this Bridgeport Monday Night Raw, and it's like, I don't know her. I never, we're just sitting together, And I just remember her saying, I'm so sick of the kick. Just kicking everybody all the damn time.
That's what they do.
So sick of the kick. But this WrestleMania, I mean, this match, this for the WWE title was, very overshadowed by other things happening on the card, including Undertaker and Edge for the World Heavyweight title, and
That was a classic.
a career-threatening match with the Undertaker. With Ric Flair and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. So this match, even though it was for the WWE Championship, just was not at the level of importance that it usually is held at. Therefore, it's just kind of forgotten about, and maybe that's where it deserves to stay.
And Taker again, 2 for 2, show stealing.
Yeah, at this time, Taker he's definitely heating up during WrestleMania season.
So who's really the showstopper? Who's the main event? Who's really Mr. WrestleMania?
I told you before it was Undertaker because Shawn Michaels got that 6-12 record. John Cena, yeah, he got a good record too, but nah, ain't nobody stopping Taker. Taker got what, 2 losses to WrestleMania?
Yeah,
Over 30 years?
2 losses one maybe I would have granted it. The second one, not needed.
Quantity or quality?
It's all about quantity.
It's all about quantity. All about the quantity. All right.
Quality.
Well, WrestleMania 25. I don't have it. John, where are we at in 25?
We're in Texas.
Dallas?
Houston or Dallas? I think it's
All
Houston.
right. Well, we got multiple guys at this time dressed up as John Cena. In this match right here, we have John Cena taking on Big Show and Edge for your World Heavyweight Championship. And it was pretty impressive. John Cena, he showed his strength. He hit 2 AAs, 2 AAs to be your World Heavyweight Champion. He had Cena and Edge on his shoulders at one point. Obviously, Edge dropped down. I mean, Big Show and Edge. Yeah, Big Show and Edge on his shoulders, 735 pounds. Like nothing, Edge jumped off, but he got Big Show. And then he got Cena again. And then, boom. Cena is your champion. It was an impressive showing for John Cena.
This was the first time he won the World Heavyweight title, right?
At WrestleMania, yes.
Okay.
John?
The spectacular thing about this matchup was the entrance. The real Slim Shady, please stand up.
Literally.
A bunch of John Cena lookalikes, a bunch of Randys, if you will. Just coming out to John Cena's old Thugonomics theme music. And, they come walking out. And then they do the and John Cena comes out, and just another run of your mill WrestleMania for John Cena, I would say in this case. He did have that extraordinary display of strength, lifting both the Big Show and Edge at the same time, and himself apparently. John Cena just never looked right wearing the WCW championship, even if they modified it a little bit. Hey, just gotta mix it up.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
All right, WrestleMania 26. We are in Arizona, home of the Cardinals, and this time he's going against the other guy who was right on his neck. Pause. The Animal Batista for the WWE Championship. And John Cena, his entrance, he has the U.S. Air Force drill team with him. And Batista, at this time, he's a badass. He don't give a fuck about anything going on right now.
Yep.
But just like Randy, just like Shawn Michaels, Batista, his ass tapped out to the STF, and John Cena is your new United States WWE champion, excuse me. 10 Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Was earlier.
This was a good match, man.
It was real good, man.
Oh my God. Batista doesn't get the credit that he deserves when he was on his way up, brother. I mean, I know he had a couple injuries here and there that stopped his runs here and there, but he made such an impact when he was in there. He probably could have been like top 10 of all time if he didn't have those injuries that he had. But oh my God, back and forth with these two. Unfortunately, John did. He broke his neck during this match, did he? Right? Doing
not this one.
Another one.
Not this one.
Okay, I know. I missed something.
But at this time, this is when what is it, John, 2010?
Yeah.
So at this WrestleMania, we have Bret Hart and Vince McMahon and the Hart Foundation, the Hart family, whatever. But Batista and John Cena, they kept feuding later on this year, and eventually it ended up to Batista quitting the WWE.
Yeah.
I quit. Fuck y'all.
That's when he was all bandaged up in.
Yeah. That last man standing match, was it like Payback, something like that?
Oh, I love that match. Oh, was the last man standing where he tied him up to the goalpost?
I don't remember the finish. John?
There was a match, it probably was this one, where he took some duct tape.
Yep.
And for a last man standing match, and Batista could not answer the counter 10 because his arms, he was taped. And it was just such a cheap victory.
His legs, yeah, he couldn't get it. I love that, but it's such a smart like babyface thing to do if you know that's gonna beat the heel. I mean, something I would do as a heel, honestly, to beat the babyface is like, I cannot beat this guy, so I'm gonna find some way to cheat, maybe cuff him, like a certain somebody who was cuffed and should have been counted out. Roman. Oh no, he got to his knee. He's up. No, the hell he didn't.
You just don't know how things are going to end up. Sometimes it could be the corniest thing, could be the most fun thing, the best finish. Other times it's kind of like, no, that was too corny, you know. So they always edging on that line, and some people hated it. I did enjoy it. That you know,
it's
it
not
just
something
like, come
to
on,
do
really?
all the time, though. It's not something to pull out all the time. That's something like if you're going against a big monster and you're like the smaller size guy, that's something I would do. But John Cena, you're about evenly matched with him, so maybe he could have picked something else. But still, very creative. Not something you see all the time, and somebody should bring that back for in the last man standing. But make sure the guy's 2 times your size, so that way it looks smart.
Do you remember when Cena choked out Umaga with the ring rope? I think it was that last man standing, I want to say.
Yep. He literally choked him out. Like,
Damn,
he didn't mean to do that.
Hell no. John Cena didn't need to choke out Cody last night either. He didn't need to do that.
But John Cena and Batista here, it was not how I would have booked a John Cena and Batista match, considering they were the 2 top baby faces for a number of years there.
Yep. That was 1 and 2 right there.
You know, they decided to make it better. They had Batista turn heel months earlier. I don't think they were planning to go here, but this is how it ended up that way. But Batista was a heel, practicing some new things, some new heel techniques, going off against John Cena there. And, these 2 behemoths can't help but have a fun match. And that's their legacy here at WrestleMania 26.
All right, well, WrestleMania 27, the 3 of us, we was all there. This is one of my favorite WrestleManias. Yes, we talked about last year on the It Doesn't Matter podcast, WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta, our first WrestleMania trip in Atlanta, Georgia. And this time he is going against The Miz with Alex Riley. The Miz, he comes out with a video package of Diddy, You Can Hate Me Now. And they showing all the accolades of The Miz. It hyped him up real good. I love that video package of The Miz. And then they have John Cena with the Atlanta choir. And they have DMX doing the voiceover, the commentary on that. And it was pretty good. And at this time, the fans was booing him. I'm like, damn, they don't like the choir?
No.
They don't like that?
John Cena was slowly turning into that tweener that fans didn't know. The guys hated him, but the kids and the girls always loved him. So it was tough to hear. It was like, ooh.
They're booing him because they had to buy new merchandise. Because John Cena debuted that new color scheme for the WrestleMania main event. He was wearing purple.
I bought that red shirt for somebody. It doesn't matter where that shirt's at now.
There it comes out.
It doesn't matter.
With the red shirt and the stars and the new
fire.
T-shirt. Yeah.
That shit is fire. But the main event match of WrestleMania 27 was John Cena and The Miz, but it wasn't about The Miz. The Miz took a back seat because we seen the most electrifying man of all entertainment, The Rock. he was there, and he was the guest host of WrestleMania 27, and he basically put his 2 cents into the match, and it cost John Cena the match at WrestleMania 27, and The Miz, he retained the WWE Championship, him and Alex Riley, and they celebrating. But then the next night on Raw, The Rock says he wants to have a match with John Cena. We was in the building in the State Farm Arena where the Hawks play, and he said he wants that match with John Cena a year later at WrestleMania 28. Once in a lifetime. So we get the build of The Rock and John Cena. And my God, in the beginning, you forget about it. But, once WrestleMania season hit after Survivor Series and going into the Royal Rumble and The Rock's in Philadelphia with Yankee Doodle and all that stuff like that, talking them promos, it's going to be an epic match right here. Once in a lifetime. We're going to skip WrestleMania 27 because we were all there. Check the archives. You want to hear us. But WrestleMania 28, The Rock and John Cena, first time, once in a lifetime. That was a hell of a match. A hell of a match. WrestleMania 28, a hell of a match. My man Stratfax, he was in attendance. John, what were your thoughts on this match, once in a lifetime?
Like, you can never tell me that Hogan and Ultimate Warrior was not a great main event for WrestleMania 6. Even as a kid, it was just one of those matches where you're like, this is impossible. This can't happen. This is too good. And even the match as it came out, it was actually, for those two, it was a really good match for Hogan and Warrior number 1, So, when you just have two gladiators like that, then I just feel like that marquee didn't happen again until this one here. The Rock and John Cena, once in a lifetime, with the 1-year build and all that. And besides the fact that I had a hell of a time in Miami, and it was the beginning of my, even though I did go to WrestleMania the year before, that was me booking the events, booking the show, Randy. I picked the hotel room. I decided where we went to go eat. I decided everything.
Did you pay?
Of course he paid.
For everybody.
He took care of himself. And then this year, that's when I finally consulted, for real, the other notorious one, Mitch Silver. And it's led to us being at WrestleMania every year since then. This is the one that began it all. So yeah, this WrestleMania 28, always in Miami, always having a special place in my heart. And then with the main event as it was, like, I'm like, all right, these guys are hardcore fans. These other guys are hardcore fans. And it's like, I thought they were like me. It's like, oh man, love it. Love The Rock is back. And in a group of like 5, 6, 7, 8 people, I was in the minority. Because I am a minority. I was like, y'all not for The Rock? It's like, no, I'm for John Cena. I was like, excuse me? I couldn't believe it. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, okay, divide. You think you know me. You think you know me. I just saw this crazy. I thought everyone's for The Rock. But no, and they're for John Cena. I was like, for the reasons you can imagine, if you were picking Cena over The Rock. He's the one that's here now, and he didn't go away. Shit like that. I'm like, what? But that's, you can't, you don't want to surround yourself with yes men, do you? You need some divisive opinions here and there. Yeah. But anyway, the match itself, I thought it was great. I thought you could tell, like, obviously The Rock worked on it a lot. There's one spot in particular that I say, like, The Rock put this one in there. It's where you put him in like a face lock, a sleeper hold, and you got the referee counting his arm. 1, 2. They don't do that anymore because it's really fake. But in pro wrestling, it's what's done, and they don't do it anymore now. But The Rock used to do it. He was like, let me put that in there, and he broke out the old cross-body maneuver. He debuted at Survivor Series '96 with, but the homeboy looked tired by the end of the match, but he made it through. He made it through. He rock bottomed John Cena so hard he shat his pants, and all he could do was sit on the rampway looking at The Rock celebrating his win in the ring. Boo hoo. That's what really happened.
That was it at WrestleMania 28.
Yes,
Any
sir.
thoughts, Platinum?
Same thoughts, man. What a great match. And I thought about that too. It was like Hogan and Warrior. Never did he think that was ever going to happen. And then you see what a match these two had. It was incredible. Hogan and Warrior was probably one of the greatest matches I've ever seen as a kid. Probably top 2. But then you see this. The man who was basically Hulk Hogan of our era at that time, with the guy who was basically the Hulk Hogan of his era. And a once-in-a-lifetime deal. Wow.
And I loved it. I was happy.
Yeah. The right guy
happy.
won.
The only thing not happy about was the World Heavyweight title match of that year's Mania. I was like, they're coming back out again, right? Sheamus and Bryan are coming back out again, right?
Oh,
brother.
I know Derek is still mad about that.
That man's head off.
I mean, it gave Daniel Bryan the push that he needed for the next 2 years, the rest of his career, but still.
We was watching the high fives, right, Dom?
Yes, sir.
Holy shit.
Ninja wings.
All of a sudden, you didn't even get a drink in. All of a sudden, you're like,
That shit went quick.
what?
Hell yeah.
Like, is this right?
Derek's heart got broken 2 days in a row. Think about it, because the next night, Monday Night Raw, who did Brock take out? Tensai came out.
Alberto Del Rio was the next challenger to Sheamus. And the fans
Who
were
did
like,
Brock
no.
Who did Brock face?
What was it?
Who did Brock face on Monday Night Raw the next night? Do you
John
remember?
Cena.
Again?
John Cena called out Brock Lesnar. Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
he called
I
out
think
somebody, and Brock
Brock
Lesnar
came out.
Okay.
Yeah, Brock.
Oh, yeah. That's when Brock made his debut back.
Yep. And that was...
We was hype.
That's when post-Raw WrestleManias were a big deal.
Yeah, not anymore.
Now,
Shoot, it's all about NXT.
what's up, old Femi?
Well, I don't know about that now. We'll see.
You watch NXT.
Huh? Ms. Parker.
All right.
there
WrestleMania
you go.
29. WrestleMania 29 take place in New York, New Jersey. I was there. Strap was there. Platinum, did you go to this one?
Negative.
All right. Platinum was out. So we get a rematch of the most electrifying man in all entertainment, The Rock taking on John Cena. But this time is for the WWE Championship. The Rock won the WWE Championship at Elimination Chamber against Phil, CM Punk Brooks. And man, John Cena, he punched his ticket in because he won, the Royal Rumble at this time? So, yep, this is how we get a rematch. Twice in a lifetime. And you know what? Cena, he overcame this one. Cena won this one right here. And it was another good match. I was in attendance. I was kind of disappointed because I wanted The Rock to win again. But it is what it is. You got to do what's best for business. And The Rock passed the torch to John Cena right here.
Crazy thing is, Rock got injured during this match, too. I think he...
His groin.
Yeah, he pulled his groin muscle during the match. And you can see he was kind of like a little hesitant on certain stuff and not really moving the way Rock normally moves. But another guy from the old school, man, you got to, once you're in the match, you finish that damn thing. And he did everything he could and got Cena over. Probably more so than he probably ever needed it. But, oh my God. Great build. Great person to put the strap back on. And
Strap facts.
that's a strap fact.
Earlier in WrestleMania 29, they played the video package for this match, John Cena and The Rock 2. And I was like, holy shit, they're going to put this match out like second? You know, because, again, remember the circumstances around the entire card. This pay-per-view could have been headlined, main evented, and history could have been altered if only CM Punk faced The Undertaker in the final match of the night for the streak on the line. It could have happened. It could have happened.
It's possible.
So when they
Yeah,
played
sure
this video package, I was like, oh shit, they're going to do that. And they're going to have Cena on The Rock. I'm going to Cena on The Rock too. I mean, that's the big box office draw again, but it's like they can put it, I mean, the tickets are sold. The pay-per-view is sold. They can put it anywhere they want. And it could have been second, third, fourth, you know. But no, they didn't do it that way. They had to close the show. And as Bobby Platino mentioned, The Rock got injured early. And I mean, sometimes I watch these WrestleManias over and over again, and sometimes I don't. And I go by my memories of being there in person. I just remember, like, what the hell is going on? Like, this match, I mean, I'm not going to say it sucked, because it didn't suck, but they were just being really repetitive with the DDTs and the kip ups and it's like, what's going on over there? You know, down
You gotta show out, man. You gotta go all out for WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, he was hurt, so he got hurt. He was homeboy was in pain. I understand now, man. Hercules. But yeah, a lot of the circumstances were around this WrestleMania, but the match itself not as good as part one. But you know, The Rock won the first one, and great that he did. Where he went to the University of Miami, or what he called his new hometown, and it was time for John Cena to win. So that was okay with me. The booking was fine with me, but there's so many things going around this pay-per-view. Like I said, with the CM Punk potential main event, and what if he did? And then he wouldn't be bitching today. And
much I want him to get it, he's not gonna get it. CM Punk.
You're not gonna get a main event?
I think
unless you ask for that favor. That's the only one.
Boy,
that's the one favor.
The one favor from the wise man. You need a Paul Heyman guy in the main event. That'd be me.
So they do this passing of the torch thing that they always talk about from The Rock to John Cena, and this is where John Cena's push starts to slowing down, sort of. You know what I mean? Like, he's not the headliner anymore. He's not the guy in the middle of the triple threat matches or having the main event end of the night. His pushes start going down after he was declared the new guy in charge.
This is around the time when the Shield was starting to come up, right? Or maybe another year
Shield
from now.
Had a 6-man at this WrestleMania 29. Yeah, so onward and upward to WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 30, the home of WrestleMania 41, New Orleans. I was there. My man Stratfax was there. And this, my God, it was an amazing show. And, man, before we get into John Cena's match, we witnessed a hell of a triple threat match between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton and Batista. We seen Daniel Bryan also take on Triple H in the beginning of the show to make it to that main event match for his World Heavyweight Championship. We see the streak ends at WrestleMania 30 with The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, Suplex City, bitch. But we have John Cena taking on Bray Wyatt. We cover the show. Check out our archives. WrestleMania 30. It was a good show. Bray looked good. The people was loving Bray, but Cena got the win. Bray should have went over on this match. That's just my opinion. Platino, what's your thoughts on this? Yep, you said you agreed too.
I totally agree. That could have made Bray Wyatt even a bigger star than when he was already pretty much doing for himself. Bray was such a young guy, and he had the business literally in his hands, and way ahead of his time. So smart, so knowledgeable. He needed that win. If he had gotten this win, he could have solidified Bray Wyatt a little bit quicker. And man, I'm so mad we lost this guy so soon.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Very.
The history.
Bray
Wyatt, John Cena. What are your thoughts?
You guys were talking earlier in the show about John Cena has had enough of putting over the young talent. Did he put over the young talent here? Did he do it the very next year? I don't think so, pal. just jokes. But hey, man, this is still Vince McMahon in charge here, and his style and what he likes to do. And man, you're just gonna have the superhero win, man. You're always gonna have John Cena win, even if it's against like Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt, the unfortunate victim of lots of things, unfortunately. But this ain't Kevin Sullivan booking the NWO. He ain't putting all the heat on the heels, man. This is a babyface promotion, or it was, and yeah, John Cena going to John Cena. So it was a great feud here, and a lot of potential going on. And I mean, part of the fun of WrestleMania that year was seeing, like, did anyone think who's going to win? You see all the fans out and about, Bourbon Street and beyond. Everybody dressed like Bray Wyatt.
Did you?
I mean, I think it was maybe it was 34 or there's another WrestleMania, and I had a bold prediction. And just so you know, even though I'm the man with the knowledge, the man with the facts, and the things like that, I'm always wrong. I can never guess things correctly. My predictions fail. I was like, one year, everybody gonna be dressed like the Velveteen Dream. Ow! Did not happen. This is before his career went down south. But definitely at WrestleMania 30, a lot of people dressed like Cape Fear Bray Wyatt. And he could have, they could have made someone there, but no. John Cena won, and there you go. They won. Yeah. Disagreeing with the booking decision, but they had a good feud and good action while they could.
That's right. Well, WrestleMania 31 in San Jose, the home of the San Francisco 49ers, one of John's favorite venues to go check out, one of his favorite cities to check out, one of my favorite WrestleManias that I attended. He went against Rusev for the United States Championship. And my God, we had a Rocky IV moment right here. Rusev and Lana. Lana came out holding the belt, wearing all white, and had the Russian national anthem playing. And Rusev showed up in that military tank. Oh my God, I loved it. And then what's so pro-American, John Cena. He's the heart and soul of America right here. He comes out, he does what he have to do. USA all the way. And John Cena, he beat Russia. He beat Rusev, who was undefeated at this time. He wins this United States Championship match. I love this match. It was a feel-good moment for, to be an American and a Rocky fan, of course. But it was just so damn good. I definitely enjoyed it. John, I want to hear your thoughts about San Jose and this match right here.
This is what you call one of the daytime matches.
Yep.
The sunlight's still out. It's not directly on the ring, but it's still out there. And do you think they really had enough time to fool around in that tank? Rusev and his wife? No one will ever know.
That's why she got divorced.
That's why she got the white dress on. So
she's pure.
Pure as the driven snow. Come on down, they said. And but I love your description of it, and that's all well and good. USA versus Russia and for the United States Championship, and it was very nice. But at this point, like I said, I was a big Cena fan in the beginning of his career, but toward his main success, I was not. I was never I was never a Cena fan like that in these years. So I was more on the Rusev bandwagon. So all I could see, and I was blinded by the light. I just wanted to see the young superstars win here, and John Cena winning again. Just not my cup of tea. But he did win the United States title, and he had a memorable United States title reign. He would have the open challenge and defend it against tons of people, including the Stardust and Neville and Cesaro, KO. So he did a great job after the fact with the United States title, but I still wish the booking would have, kept Rusev strong, kind of like the year before with Bray Wyatt, But hey, What's wrong with a super babyface John Cena winning a title at WrestleMania? Can't really argue much with that.
Yep. Platinum, your thoughts on this match right here?
Yeah. Honestly, I felt like Rusev should have really had the momentum and should have beat John Cena. It would have made him a bigger star in that moment, but John Cena going John Cena. I ain't pulling that guy over. And it sucks too because after he beat him, Rusev's career in WWE pretty much like petered out. There was a point where he had his Rusev Day run, and unfortunately, because it wasn't organic, because it was organic and not made by Vince, that was cut short, and eventually he would leave the WWE and go to other companies. But Rusev's not really doing anything right now. We'll see.
Jeez, he's not kidding because next year they're in Texas, I think, right? He's part of the League of Nations. Ugh.
Yeah. Ugh.
One of the worst groups ever.
Cena wasn't at WrestleMania 32, but he was at WrestleMania 33. John, where's WrestleMania 33 at?
Well, at WrestleMania 32, John Cena did not have a match, but he was there. He let's back up a little bit. WrestleMania 32 in Dallas, the great state of Dallas, Texas. Inside joke. The Rock came out and he had his flamethrower at the time. Came out to announce the celebratory attendance record of over 100,000 people. That's a lie. So he came out to announce the attendance record, and then all of a sudden the lights went out, man. The lights went out. And here comes the Wyatt family. Here comes Bray Wyatt. Here comes Redbeard. Here comes Brawny the Strowman. And they come down to the ring, sauntering as they do, confronting the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. And The Rock says, listen here, you bunch of rednecks. How about we have a match right now? And it was the greatest. It was the greatest match in WrestleMania history up until that point in time. It was The Rock in full wrestling attire against Eric Rowan. One rock bottom. Match over. Greatest match of all time. But you know what? They continue to beat the man down. All right? And who would come to his aid? Yabadoo. John Cena came out and helped his 2 WrestleMania main event headlining friend, The Rock, and they would beat down the Wyatt clan together. John Cena and The Rock. That's like the Ultimate Warrior coming to save Hogan from Sid Justice and Papa Shango. All right, so it was merely a segment, but John Cena was at WrestleMania 32. And WrestleMania 33 in Disney World at the Citrus Bowl. John Cena, the one he hopes we all forget.
Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so WrestleMania 33 in the Citrus Bowl of Orlando, Florida, the Camping Ground Stadium, whatever it's called. John Cena, he has his WrestleMania 27 rematch with The Miz, but this time it's a mixed tag team match. It's The Miz and Maurice taking on Nikki Bella and John Cena. And Maurice is looking good as always. This match was trash.
It was a great Nikki Bella.
Yep.
It was a trash. Nobody cared about the match. Yeah. It was all about what happened after the match when Nikki Bella, will you marry me? And he popped the question, Nikki Bella at WrestleMania.
I don't want.
They had a little reality show. John, you got too many rules. You have too many rules.
I love Maurice and Miz during their segments. Hey, Nikki, I don't.
I love you, Nikki.
I love you.
Oh my God.
Great stuff.
Yeah, so this was a lackluster moment for John Cena at WrestleMania 33 right here. But him and his fiance, they got the win, and I don't even want to talk about it unless y'all have anything you want to say about it.
Nope.
No.
You know, sometimes on YouTube, if you scrub across a video, you can see where, most viewers skip to this section of the video. And then it goes down, and, people skip. And then it goes back to another highlight of the video. If you ever do that, but you can't on Peacock. But imagine if you could. Someone rewatching WrestleMania 33 is going to go, Views. This match, tank. And back to Seth Rollins and Triple H. So this match does not matter.
No.
The video package hyping it matters more than the actual match itself. Because that stuff was very entertaining. But hey.
I agree.
Remember, yes.
WrestleMania 34. We are back in New Orleans, the home of WrestleMania 41? 42, excuse me.
42.
And John Cena, he's just like me, except he ain't in the nosebleeds. This time he's sitting ringside, waiting for the dead man. The dead man, I ain't responding to this motherfucker. John Cena drinking beers with the fans, getting drunk. Next thing you know, dong, you hear the dong happens, and John Cena in the ring, chokeslam, tombstone, 1, 2, 3, match over.
Yep.
That was about 3 minutes.
Well, he had a little back and forth with, ladies and gentlemen, Elias.
Elijah, Cena.
Don't make me pause every time I have to think, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. But this is the reason why John Cena don't want to be known for his last 4 WrestleManias. A mixed tag match. He loses to the Undertaker in
4 minutes.
4 minutes. There's nothing you can even highlight of that match.
The whole match.
The next match, WrestleMania 35, Night 1, COVID is happening. COVID's here.
Well, WrestleMania 35, Kofi Mania, brother.
Excuse me, not 35, 36.
Yes. No, but John Cena did make an appearance.
He did. I was hyped.
Let's go, Yankees. A turncoat.
I saw that too. I was like, hey, Ruth, what the hell?
And once again,
consider himself the GOAT.
Did he mess with Elias again that year?
Yep.
Elias playing with himself.
And that's when he brought out the Doctor of Thugonomics.
I was hyped. I was hyped hearing that theme song. I loved it. Yes, but WrestleMania 36, the pandemic happened, COVID is here, and we get John Cena and Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, one more time. So, what the hell can you possibly do?
That was cinematic.
Let's have some fun. We have our Firefly Funhouse match, and man, it was pretty entertaining. I enjoyed it. We seen John Cena turn heel with the NWO. We see John Cena bringing back the old name your city. That's your color trunks you wearing tonight. Yep. He had those trunks on. Cena was having a good time. Bray Wyatt just laughing, and you see the sledgehammer, you see Porky the Pig or whatever it's called, and it was a good time. I definitely would like to relive Husky. I would definitely like to relive that Firefly Funhouse match. It was pretty interesting.
The biggest pop of that match, Bray Wyatt as the Muscle Man dance, doing a little "you can look but you can't touch." Popping the boys.
Yep.
Yes.
So, what do you think about this, Platinum?
Love this, man. It was so different. I've seen the cinematic stuff already, especially with the Hardy Boys before with a nonstop. Was it nonstop deletion? I forget what the name.
Total deletion.
Total deletion. Oh my god, this was so fun. I mean, granted, you have only so much things you can do with COVID, but it was a look into the future, and Bray picked that out for us. He showed us the way. Again, like I said, Bray gone way too soon.
Yep.
Your masterpiece, it's probably never gonna be finished, but you left a legacy that's gonna be unmatched and unrivaled for a very long time. John,
I agree.
What a time. COVID Mania. I remember night 1. Watched it at my house in the basement. And it ended with AJ and The Undertaker and that cinematic match, and that was freaking incredible.
It was
Boneyard match
for what it was. And then the next day, we called it. I forget what we called it. But you weren't supposed to be having no parties, but we decided to risk our lives and come together and have a little WrestleMania Night 2 party. And watching this Firefly Funhouse in unison was quite enjoyable. It's really tough. It's really tough to want to purposely go back and watch anything from this era. But hey, if there's anything you could say, the highlights of WrestleMania, John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse was definitely one of them. So kudos to them for being creative, doing the best that they could with the cards that they were given, and like I said, produced something very memorable and still entertaining to this day.
I agree. I definitely would like to relive that. I definitely like to relive the Boneyard match. I'd like to see Bobby Lashley's time as champion and Drew McIntyre too.
Hurt people.
The hurt business, hurt people. I'd definitely like to relive that. But let's go. John Cena's last WrestleMania was WrestleMania 39. Hollywood. John, you was there, and he went against your man, A-Town Down, Austin Theory. And man, Cena lost. Cena lost his match. He did what he was supposed to do. He put Austin Theory over, but where did they get Austin Theory now? Austin Theory is still a tag team wrestler. He ain't doing his thing. And the question I have for you, for both of y'all, would y'all still pay $1 for Austin Theory?
Negative. I wouldn't buy this bottle of water that's already been drank from him.
Hey, that thing's worth 10 cents. Octois. Man, a call back to one of the first 5 episodes of this podcast.
Yeah.
Would you pay $1 to see? I don't know what the hell I said.
Sound like that.
Something. Would you pay $1 to see Austin Theory wrestle? Yeah, Austin Theory's career, man, it went a wide gamut, from being Vince McMahon's personal lackey and having a crazy moment the year before with Pat McAfee and Vince and Stone Cold to, he's still on a trajectory, and of course he won Money in the Bank in one of the worst live attended shows I've ever been to in Las Vegas. Money in the Bank in Las Vegas. I was happy to be there because I'm like, this is where Halloween Havoc was. This is where Hogan and Warrior 2 was. And it was such an old, antiquated arena, but I was still glad to be there. Anyway, Austin Theory and John Cena opening the show, I think, for one of the nights of WrestleMania. I think it was night 2.
Night 2 also.
Yeah, I think it was night 2 because I had, which is why I confused many people, I bought the new John Cena G.I. Joe looking shirt, and we did not take our typical group photo on night 1. So I was like, hey, since there's no proof of me wearing this on night 1, I'll wear it again on night 2, and no one will know. So I wore it then, and John Cena would lose, of course, and I would proceed to sell that shirt in a Mercari. But yeah, John Cena, I mean, at that point, should he have lost? Yeah. Should he have won? Yeah. What happened to Austin Theory? Does he deserve to be where he is right now in a nothing tag team with Grayson Waller? Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena shooting the shoot, saying, "Kid, you ain't got what it takes," and he was right.
Yeah. When the ghost tells it to your face, and everything he says is real. Yep. I might want to hang up my boots.
Yeah.
Nah.
Poor Austin.
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what he's missing. He's got the look, but something's just not there. It's not connecting.
He's a claw. He's a creative wrestler with a moveset that stinks, Roderick.
Literally. Literally.
Well, that was it for John Cena, and we know his next match at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. He's going to be taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, for the WWE Championship. My man John Cena sold his soul to the final boss, The Rock. Platinum, for our Black History show, you chose The Rock. You chose this John Cena at WrestleMania as well. You mentioned that we should definitely do this. So I feel like you have some insight. So I want to know, what are your thoughts on John Cena and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is John Cena is gonna be the 17-time world's heavyweight champion. And when Ric Flair comes out and does all his, he's gonna.
Ric Flair?
Yep, I'm gonna look at Flair. Your time is up. My time is now.
Okay. So when will we see him turn on The Rock?
It won't be The Rock. The Rock will turn on him.
By the end of the year?
The Rock will turn on him by SummerSlam.
Okay. All right, John.
Say.
All right, John, question for you. So when do you think John Cena is going to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 41 against Cody Rhodes?
So this will come up on the It Doesn't Matter podcast WrestleMania preview show.
7 weeks later.
If you had to book it, well, here's what you do. You know, you got your two main events, and I mean, would you move them around? You know, would you put, obviously main event. One of the main events would be Cody and John Cena. The other main event will be Jey Uso and Gunther. You have Bianca Belair being brushed off and getting away from this tag team stuff, and at the pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, people were they weren't ready. They weren't salivating at the idea of Bianca Belair becoming a singles superstar again. They weren't really there yet. I think they had to be retaught, retrained. Listen, she is a top star in this division, and we just kind of put her on ice for a little while with the Jade and the Naomi tag team partnership all this year. And, as a big Bianca fan, I was okay with that. They're just take the pressure. Being a champion is not a light gig. It takes a lot out of you. So, and you want to protect Bianca from that. So give her a little break. Let her have some fun in a tag team situation. You don't have to put it on her shoulders, her strong, broad shoulders. But the only match you can do left, because what do you have? You have Rhea Ripley. Who do you put against her? She's beating everybody. Yeah. And the only match you had left that you're still saving is Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair one-on-one for a championship. I mean, ideally it'd be champion versus champion. But here it is. We have it now. It's locked. Maybe. Depending on what happens on Monday Night Raw. Sky ain't winning. So it's going to be Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. That could be a night main event, a final match. It ain't going to be Tiffy and Charlotte. That's going to end up being like Ronda and Charlotte at the Dallas WrestleMania. Just underwhelmed when it should have delivered. So in my mind, you could have Rhea and Bianca main event a night, and what could you do there? Rhea retains, awesome, cool. Bianca wins, awesome, cool. But we've been there and done that before with her. So you know what? After talking it out here on the show, I would main event night one with Jey Uso and Gunther, presumably with Jey Uso winning, sending all the fans home happy and pumped for WrestleMania Night 2. You definitely don't want to leave it on a sour note for Night 2. Now here's where Night 2 comes in. You headline Night 2 with John Cena and Cody Rhodes in the same scenario that you had Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. And they learned that from the year before, Fans will accept a lot of bullshit and shenanigans as long as it's entertaining and it makes sense.
Yep.
And that's what they're going to do with Cody and John Cena. It's going to be effing crazy. It's going to work. It's going to blow everyone's mind, I'm sure. I don't know what they have planned, but they could do a lot. They have a lot to work with. So that's what I would do. And would John Cena win? Is that one of the scenarios? Well, if you're John Cena really is sticking around for the rest of the year, with depending on who they can book for the show and get the right shenanigans in, yeah, I could conceivably see John Cena winning the title here. Why not? Cody's had it for a whole year, a very strong year. He's not going anywhere as a headliner, so you know what? Let's do it, and let's have Cody beat him at the Survivor Series for the championship.
Oof. Well, it's possible. So we would definitely see is John Cena's time. The time is now, and yeah, let's see what happens. Well, guys, this was an amazing recap of John Cena's WrestleMania history, and what could happen with him at WrestleMania 41. And I definitely enjoyed reliving all of this. Make me want to go back and watch a few of his matches, some of his classics. I think you need to go rewatch him and Shawn Michaels, because that was a good-ass match. That's my thoughts.
Only if the fan runs in the beginning.
All right. Well, next week is Platino's Choice. It's WrestleMania season, and we're taking it to Chicago. We're doing WrestleMania 13. I'm going to go through the card right quick, like I usually do. In our opening match, we have a 4-way elimination match to determine the number one contenders for the WWF Tag Team Championships. It's the Headbangers, Mosh and Thrashers, taking on Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon, taking on the Godwins, Henry O and Phineas, with Hillbilly Jim taking on the new Blackjacks, Blackjack Bradshaw and Blackjack Wyndham. John, how come the Blackjacks didn't get over?
Because their fans only come in a few sizes, and they only make T-shirts for a few of those sizes, and they all start at extra large, double X, triple X, and big Un. And I only say that because that's from the WWF magazine. Whether it's kayfabe or not, they had an interview with the new Blackjacks, and that's exactly what they wrote. Our fans are XL to big Un. I read the magazine.
JBL and Barry Windham as a tag team? Sign me up.
Yeah. This wasn't the Barry Windham of old, though. This is old Barry.
Reformed
all the
stalker.
Injuries.
Dark hair Barry. Barry with dark hair.
Former WCW World Champion Barry Windham.
Yeah, this was way after this. He wasn't moving around like he used to, but in his day, he was that dude.
Yes, sir. All right, well, our next match is for the Intercontinental Championship. We have Rocky Maivia, the champ, taking on the Sultan.
Bloodline member.
Bloodline. If you know who the
daddy.
Sultan is, we'll discuss who the Sultan is next week. And in his corner is Bob Backlund and the Iron Sheik, baby.
Ha! Tui!
Yes. And a singles match after this, we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley with China taking on Goldust with Marlena. For your WWF Tag Team Championship, you have Owen Hart and the British Bulldog taking on Mankind Invader with Paul Bearer. You remember that, John?
I believe that's the only match I look forward to rewatching.
Really?
Yeah.
I've seen the other one plenty of times.
That's the one. That's our next match. And a no disqualification submission match with the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, as your special guest referee. We have Bret the Hitman Hart taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin.
This is probably one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
You want to talk about a double turn? You want to see it in this match right here. Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest double turns of all time as well.
Yeah. In our next match, we have a Chicago street fight. We have a former guest of the It Doesn't Matter podcast. We have Ahmed Johnson and the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal, taking on the Nation of Domination of Farouk, Crush, and Savio Vega.
Meh.
They brought the kitchen sink.
Wait a minute. Am I the Crush in this situation? Hawaii is Asia.
So I gotta be Savio?
Damn.
Farouk. Yep. All right. And your main event is for the WWF Championship no disqualification match. We have The Undertaker taking on our boy, Psycho Sid.
You are half the man that I am. And I have 2 main events that Phil doesn't have.
Yes, and we're talking about Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels pussyfooting. He should have been in this main event match right here, but he wanted to get beat up.
Lost my smile.
He lost his smile. Want to get beat up.
I don't want to let Brett beat me. You know, Brett beats me. Oh, God. That's
It
so
doesn't
bad for me.
matter. You're supposed to do the favor.
Favors? He don't do no favors.
He should have did the favor.
Honestly,
that's
probably
why the match happened. This should have been Brett and Shawn right here.
If anything, Shawn did us a favor and made Stone Cold Steve Austin the most loved wrestler of all time. It catapulted him to probably, oh man, injury aside, Stone Cold could have been the greatest of all time.
Think about it. 5-year stretch. That's all Stone Cold had.
And
Before when he was hot.
And we still talk about him to this day.
Yep.
I don't think anybody's ever had a run like that.
Hell no. Sucker.
His run lasted longer than WCW.
That's right. That's right.
All right, Dom, shut it down.
All right, fellas. Amazing John Cena episode. Go relive this. If you want to check out the archives, check out what we did last year. We relived Undertaker and his whole streak. It's WrestleMania season. We're going to bring a lot more to you. And hopefully my voice gets a little better. But until then, I'm still the Notorious One. I am Dom. I'm here with Poppy Platino, the Dominican Dream, the son of a Dominican farmer. I'm here with Strat Facts with the Advantage t-shirt on. And we will see you next week. Till then, boom.
Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, all that shit.
Nobody cares about Spotify and our audio. Just watch us on YouTube, goddammit. We'll see you next week. Boom.
Boom.